Welcome to a deeply creative and emotionally charged episode of the No Limits Life podcast, your space for discovering mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual harmony. Today, we step into the world of artistic impact, vulnerability, and purpose-driven creativity. A creative soul can shine light even in the darkest places. Our guest today lives and breathes that quote. As a celebrated composer, producer, and talent developer, he's helped shape the sounds and stories that have moved generations. Known in the industry as the SuperChris, he's worked with Nickelodeon and Disney stars, produced for national campaigns and films, and continues to shine his light through music and mentorship. Please welcome C.J. Abraham.
Thank you.
C.J.,
Wow.
Welcome to the No Limits Life podcast. That quote feels like it was written for you. How does it resonate with your life and career in the entertainment industry? Let me read that quote again. A creative soul can shine light even in the darkest places.
Well, there's the literal translation, I guess, and then there's the philosophic, kind of thing. But literally, I am a night owl, right? So I get creative, and I'm doing most of my work at night. So there you go. There's the darkest times. I think that what basically the gist of this whole thing is this. I actually think that creativity runs everything with life. And I'm trying not to have an ego about that, but I'm really good at creativity. I think it's like my core value at some level. It's the thing that drives me. I noticed that it's my positive affirmation is just creativity. So if I'm working on music, I am in a better mood. If I am thinking of a business idea, I'm in a better mood. If I'm helping people do something, I'm in a better mood. So it makes me feel better. So it's sort of the drive I have for being happy.
So talking about drive, for those who are watching and listening, what do you say to somebody who is in bed, don't want to go anywhere, and when you mention creativity, be creative, sometimes it can sound like a corny, woo-woo stuff.
Yep.
Go get your passion, go be creative. But how does it start? What kind of mindset do you need to put yourself to be creative? Because the creativity, you are creative because of what? And what leads you to be creative?
It's a tough one because, I found myself laying in bed and not wanting to get up either.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that gets me up is being in my head, I guess, right? Thinking about the fact that why don't I want to get up? And then just something kind of stirs. But it again gets back to that philosophical thing or the literal thing. I literally, have been creative since day one. I've had energy, I've wanted to do things. I've been nonstop. And then the philosophical thing, I think, is the approach is, again, to me, creativity and potential are kind of a similar thing, right? Like I want to see everything be at its fullest potential. And that's not just a line from your book or anything. Like that's something that I've just kind of lived with.
Yeah.
And so I think that if you really want to strive, if you need help getting out of bed and doing things, and it's not that it's corny, the fullest potential of life is what's important. We get one shot at this that we think maybe. And we need to do the best of it.
Are you referring to passion?
Maybe. I think they're all related, right? To me, it's all related.
Exactly. So what if I said to you, this I learned through my own experience in trying things and being, passionate about things. And what if I said to you that the part of the brain that is responsible for creativity is also responsible to create other things like anxiety?
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Okay, so that's why we see, and you know that in Hollywood, this is not me saying that.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It's 8 out of 10 Hollywood stars
I'm qualified to say that.
I'll go ahead and say
suffering
from mental health issues,
right.
such as panic attack, anxiety.
Yeah.
And then, don't you think that there's a correlation between the two? If you're not busy creating good stuff, you're busy creating bad stuff.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It's positive and negative type of thing.
To move from a negative state mindset or state of mind, I will always say this. You go from a mental or mind or fear state of mind,
I agree.
to a love state of being. So it's removing yourself from that mental state where mental chatter, self-victimizing yourself, and all these things, which is ego-based, fear-based, to passion, which is love-based. Passion is you. Love, state of being. So going from a mental or mind state or fear state of mind to a love state of being. Is that what you, every time you get into your studio and you're ready to go, you're full of passion and you're ready to produce this incredible music?
It's not always, buddy. It's not.
But
okay.
You go again.
Yeah,
that's my point. You go from that to the love state of being, to create passion. Of course, you're going to be, if you write stuff that you don't like for me, writing, I can write a chapter today and read it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm completely disappointed. But even though when I wrote it, I was so full of passion. I was incredibly motivated, and I read it again, and I was like, cool, yes. Yeah. I wake up in the morning with fresh eyes. I think it's depending on the state of being that you are at that particular moment where you're reading that, or
it's all interconnected. It's interesting because, like, I was thinking about this in the shower this morning. I'm taking a shower. I'm thinking, okay, I'll do this podcast. I got to talk about creativity. I'm thinking about it.
Well, at least you're thinking about us. It's great.
Well,
take us in the shower.
One a month. No, but it really is, to me, what you're saying about going from fear and going, into this creative zone and this love space. I feel like I am always drawn to that love space, so much so that I'm looking for it everywhere, right? I'm every single thing, I can be in this room. It's a gray room. It's got black boxes around and white lights. It's not very, my brain is already thinking, like, how would I decorate this? Like, while we're talking, right? I'm just trying to find that creative zone. And I think it exists. I think it's like the universe, we're all interconnected. And like you said, that spot that comes into your brain, it's like, it's also fear, it's anxiety, it's creativity. I mean, it's all connected. I find that creativity for me, which is songwriting, which is, music videos, shooting things, design, painting my house, weeding my garden and figuring out which plants I'm going to keep and which ones I'm not. All kinds of things become this creative thing to me, and it drives me. It's just what it is. And that is the fuel for my life. And so that it's like when we're talking about being in that fear space, it's just the fact that I'm not doing the thing that it is that gets me into the happy space. And when you're saying, like, going out into the studio, it's like it's a ritual for me now, right? It's literally a ritual. I go out at a certain time. I love
this word, ritual versus routine. And the difference between...
I didn't do that on purpose. It just happened.
The difference between a ritual and routine is motivated by external events. And ritual is motivated by internal event. Ritual is more of a spiritual aspect rather than motivated by external, which can be, fear or anything. Yeah. So passion resides in your heart, and passion only resides in, really, truly, when you think about it. You're passionate about something in the present moment.
Yeah.
You can't be passionate about something if you're afraid.
Yeah. It might be the draw that why I want to get my hands on that keyboard and why I want to get to the sounds quick and I get irritated with the computers lagging up.
So you get irritated, but you always come back to, oh my God, I'm going to produce this thing. Yeah. I know what it is going to be.
And we always think it's the greatest thing in the world when we're in the middle of it. Which is a great feeling, by the way.
Listen, you cannot... You tell a mother who's carrying her child that her child is ugly. Same with your creativity.
You can't.
Right? You can't. Even if the child is ugly, creativity is the same thing. You're creating something that you love. You're doing it with love. So, of course, it's going to be great to you and to many others, but some people are not going to like it. Yeah. But if you use that mindset of, people are not going to like it, you're never going to produce, you're never going to create anything.
Well, I wish that we could live in that, right? Like, it's like, that's where I prefer it, I mean, I'm basically retired at this point. I've got a couple little projects for music, but I'm in a space right now where, why I love it is that I get to be as creative as I want without any boundaries.
I get to be. Yeah. That's the key word. Be is the word that is the most important of all. Instead of I have to do.
Do you know in my studio I have the letters B and E in my studio?
Being suggests
literally says B.
It suggests being suggests that you're in present. Present is love. So everything that you do in the present and you're passionate about it is sponsored by love. Again, I'm sorry, guys, mothers out there, if I insulted you by saying, your child is ugly. That's not what I meant.
There's no ugly children.
There's no ugly children.
Because I know a little bit about you. You've worked with celebrities, whether, they movie stars, music stars. I guess, you've even been involved in, culture-defining music.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I guess what is the secret behind the success in doing that? Because everybody at one time or another has wanted to do it, but you actually did it. And then, but not only did you do it, but you've done it for a long time. So like, how did you survive? How did you do it? And how did you survive for so long? Because that's a tough business.
Surviving for so long is an interesting one.
He doesn't look that old. What are you talking about?
Dye the beard. But look, how'd I get it? Look, this is what's crazy. I just didn't believe that there were barriers. And I think, you know, obviously my dad, you know, my mom, like they supported me doing anything and everything I could possibly do. I think they hired a bunch of teachers to tell me I was really smart and a genius so that like I felt like, you know, I was smart. I think that's my sister's story anyway.
It's like you do anything.
I did have a lot of people telling me that, but supposedly the second highest IQ in the state of Arizona, but I think it's all BS, you know. And so does my sister. If you ask her, she'll say, they just said that just to, you know.
My parents have never told me that about me, so
really?
I don't know what that means.
So I had a great I had a great upbringing, and you know, if I wanted a piano, there was a piano there. And it's not that like my parents were rich. It's just, you know, my dad was a musical guy, and I didn't even know it until later. He played bass, he played tuba, you know.
It's like
my
you,
mom
right?
was a singer, yeah. And so all of the people in my family I was surrounded by artists in my family to begin with. My Aunt Jane.
Genetics.
Yeah, I mean, if it's genetics or if it's also
DNA.
behavior. Yeah.
You know, as we mentioned earlier in the previous show, the guest mentioned her father figure and how powerful her father was in inspiring her and declaring that actually she was going to be this or that.
Yeah.
You know, and
my dad it was interesting because my dad would push me away from music. Like we can get into this whole thing about what I tell new artists at a certain point, because I do want to kind of hit that, because I always push them away from music, or I push them away from those kind of things and say, this is the odds of doing this are really, really hard. And you find out right then and there.
So you tell them to go work at Walmart, or what do you do?
No, just get a real job. Right?
Okay.
Right? Whatever that may be. Because that's exactly what my dad told me, right?
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. But then at the same time as he's telling me this, and he's like, you know, this is what matters. You're never going to do this, you know, unless you're going to put every ounce of energy into it. Then I'd go and play the piano, and he'd sneak in behind and sit down and watch while I was doing it. I had no idea that he was doing that. You know, I tell these kids, you know, get a real job. This is really, really tough. But you find the drive. This is when it comes to creativity as a business or creativity as a life that is actually where you're earning money from it. You absolutely have to put everything into it. It is one of the hardest things to do. It is not. There's not an instruction book. It's not following instructions on how to do something. It's not even management leading other people. It is the hardest thing to do.
When you say eloquently the hardest, but it's also ironically the best thing.
Absolutely.
You know, there's hard work and then loving the work that supposedly is hard.
Well, there's times you don't love it. When it's other people, okay, so this is the thing. So when you say, like, I'm working with celebrities, I'm working with all these different people, and they all have egos, they have anxieties, they have all these different things, which I had to figure out how to get around. I'm not saying I don't have an ego. Hollywood's a whole different ballgame. I mean, that is a high level of anxiety.
They're and they're creative, highly creative people. That's why.
Very creative, yes. But and I can get it too, but when I'm in the mode of being a mentor, wow. I mean, that's hard. Because you're running up against some things that you don't know, and you can recognize our roadblocks. And all I'm trying to do is just say, fullest potential. What can you do? What's the biggest thing you can do? You know, and just go for big and be the best. I think that people who are the hardest on themselves can create really great things, and they can also stifle their career at the same time. And the people who are just, I don't care, I'm going to do this, and I'm running against someone, they're not realizing that at the same time is like, their world, they have a perception of what they think is great, and the rest of the world may not see it. But I love working with those type of people. It doesn't always work, right? So this is just a super, super challenge. And so, like, I think the question probably was how to get started. It's ingrained in me. There's nothing, I can't do anything else.
So I'm watching this podcast this morning, literally this morning. Josh and Drake, what's the name of their podcast?
Well, Drake's was a guest on it. It's actually Josh's podcast.
Oh, Josh. So what's
Good Guys
Josh's?
with Ben, yeah.
Good Guys?
Yeah, it's Good Guys.
That's right, Good Guys, because they even had a jingle. Who wrote the jingle?
Josh did.
Oh, okay. Well,
I just
they kept talking about you writing the jingle.
I produced the jingle with Josh. You know, it's Josh's.
So they kept talking about the SuperChris. I know you as CJ, but who's SuperChris?
Well, I'm the SuperChris.
Who's the alter ego with SuperChris?
It's not an alter ego. It's who I am. So I didn't name myself that. Michael Corcoran, my partner doing all the music with Nickelodeon and Disney, came up with it, but it was two parts. And that was Drake Bell actually part of it too. It was SuperChris and the Uncomfortables. So it wasn't just SuperChris, right?
It's and like we actually made T-shirts. It's like a band or what?
We had T-shirts. I think my brother-in-law actually has one. Yeah, no, it wasn't a band. It was just like the show. They like every time they would go anywhere with me, I would talk to absolutely everybody. The waitress, doesn't matter who it is, and I would ask a lot of questions, and I'd ask them what their passions were, and just I don't know. This is just me, And they felt uncomfortable, right? And they said I'm making all these people uncomfortable, which I don't believe is true. I think the people who are remember Michael Corcoran, probably one of the most talented human beings on the planet Earth. Oh, yeah. Well, no, I don't think he's intimidated. Well, yeah, maybe. If you asked him, he was sitting here, he'd say, I don't have the guts to go and talk to everybody like that. I wish I could be more like you on that
what
element.
they're achieved, yeah.
But it makes him uncomfortable. Yeah. But he thinks it makes everybody else uncomfortable. I don't think it does. But maybe it does, 50% of the people. But that was the whole name, SuperChris and the Uncomfortables. And then let's just get rid of the Uncomfortables.
Well, they're talking about SuperChris. I heard him this morning.
Yeah, that's what they call me, SuperChris. Yeah.
So, CJ, you mentioned your hero complex.
Oh, yeah. Problem.
How has that fueled both your purpose and your pain in this business?
My pain, probably 100%. And how has it fueled it? My drive is this. Okay, I know how great I feel when I'm doing music, when I'm doing these creative things. Like, it is just a zone. It is literally heaven when you're creating and you're making things, and it's good, right? To you and to other people. Even.
Yeah, you being.
It's the best feeling in the world.
Creative, yes.
Yeah. So I feel like I want everybody else to feel that. I think so. I think part of my creative hero complex is that. Again, going back to my upbringing, my dad always helped all these people, So I think I just learned from my hero that
parent figure heroes. My mom is a hero.
Yeah.
My father is a hero to me. So what we are saying here is that identify.
I'm not saying my mom's not a hero either.
Identifying
awesome.
to the hero, both in your life and perhaps the hero within you.
Well, I mean, I just think it's striving to be like my parents or whatever, like seeing you learn that, but it feels good, right? But sometimes you overstep your bounds, right? And you're helping people that aren't ready to be helped, or you're trying to push people who aren't ready to be pushed or just can't be pushed, and you meet resistance. It is, like certain artists, okay? I'll give you an example. Like, there's artists like your sons. We work well together. We all gel together. We all love each other. We all are creative together in a group. We're working together as a group to move it forward. Each individual is creative on their own, but together as a group, we're stronger. Kim Petras.
Yeah.
I had to stay out of it. Like my whole drive of
that was... She won a Grammy, right?
Yeah, she got the Grammy with Sam Smith for Unholy.
Nice, okay.
With her, I had to stay completely out of it. I couldn't...
And why is that?
Because she had so much creativity. Like, when I walk into a room, don't you feel it? It's an energy. It's just like, it's not just the fact that I'm wearing flashy colors.
That's what we are, 80% energy.
That's right. I have this ball of energy. She's a ball of energy. I have very rarely run up to people who, when I walk in the room, their ball of energy is like way more chaotic and way bigger and just bright as hell. It's unusual for me. I'm usually that guy.
Too much energy, is that what you're saying?
Yes, Kim Petras was that. She just had insane levels of creativity, and the best way for me to do it was to provide her the environment in which to do that in. And again, part of it's my hero complex. I mean, like, I don't know if you know the story of Kim Petras, but you can Google it, right? I don't need to say it here. She's pretty famous. But at the end of the day, my drive hero complex was I wanted everybody in the world to know that anybody could accomplish anything, period. And, she had struggles in life where there might have been roadblocks to get certain things.
So
that was the hero complex kicking in.
Anybody can accomplish anything is a statement, again, that can sound very corny. All motivational speakers say that, but it's absolutely true. Yep. Again, and I repeat this in every show we are doing, or we do. If you can see it in the screen of your mind, you can have it in life.
Well, that could be a whole other philosophical discussion. You see it in your mind and you create it in life.
And between all that,
it may not existed before.
The passion and all the creative work, that's what brings to life what you see before it's even created. So
that's right.
I got a quick question.
You got a quick question.
Okay, and I don't know why, but I guess I'm thinking of a story I heard about Pink. Okay. I'm sure you know the story, but with Pink, when they first discovered her, she got in an industry that tried to turn her into something she wasn't. And she even has a song about it, right? I mean, it's very obvious when you listen to the song. So what would your advice be to young people today? Because a lot of them are going to have their thing, and then they're going to, if they're good, the industry's going to snag them, and then they're going to try to morph them into something that they think they should be. What would you tell those people?
First of all, I'd say be open to everything. Artistically and creatively, mixing it in with business is very, very tough, right? Like, you've got art critics all the time that'll say, like, this will sell, this won't. You never know what'll sell. Everything can sell at some point, but you have to look at the market. It might sell after you're dead. Do you want to be alive when it happens? Do you not want to be alive? But as far as, like, Pink goes, look what Pink is. Like, absolutely one of the best.
Right.
One of the best. Would she have been that great if they had put her in an umbrella of, like, trying to compare her to Britney Spears or Christina or whatever they were trying to do at that time, which I don't know the entire story, but I kind of know where they were trying to mold her to. She would have still had success, but she wouldn't have been Pink.
Absolutely.
Right? And so it's like, it's what, when you can always have these mid-level artists, and you can be there and you can be successful. And I tell this to artists, like, it's okay to do this if you want to make money and still enjoy life and do other things like have kids and, raise family and just have a more peaceful life. But to be the thing that you might feel inside, and it's just about, like, how big of a feeling is it inside that drives you to be that great? Pink had that. She did it. She surpassed all that. She had great help around her, too. Really good producers and people that,
I think of people like Sylvester Stallone, and when he wrote Rocky, they wanted somebody else to play Rocky.
Yeah.
But he stuck to his guns, and he got less money for it, but he became Rocky.
But he had that in him. There's a thing you
had that in him.
Yes.
Saw it.
Yeah.
I met Sly twice at Gold's Gym years ago. I think, that energy that you feel from him tells everything. He's a hardworking, loving person that is passionate and knows what he wants. He sees it. That's what drives him. And same with me. When I wanted to achieve something, whether it was in bodybuilding or writing, I knew what I wanted.
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what you want,
well, do other people know what you want?
What's that?
Did other people know what you want?
Exactly.
Okay, so that's like when talking about what Ken was asking is like the business. Like, if somebody's saying you need to do X, Y, and Z, and I don't mean to cut you off, but it's about authenticity.
Absolutely.
In our business, we call it authenticity. If somebody's making suggestions, then you're not selling well enough what it is. That means you don't actually have the passion that you say.
It doesn't even resonate.
That's right.
There's
no question. You meet Stallone, there's no question. Meet Pink, there is no question. Okay. Kim Petras,
and you can
no question.
feel it when you first meet, such as yourself, full of energy. When the first time I met you, it was the same thing. You are passionate. And that's what I'm saying in this show. That's what we bring: inspiration, passion. We help people discover what they truly are here for.
Yeah.
Remember, these two most important dates are the day you're born and the day you find out why. Right?
Yeah,
so
cool.
it's knowing.
Haven't found that yet.
It's knowing what you want and where you want to be that's going to help you get there or get what you desire.
Yeah.
Because if you don't see it, you can't have
are
it.
we helping people? Because I think that's the purpose of kind of what we're doing here,
Yeah,
right? Are we helping people? We just say, well, you just have it or you don't, like that.
No,
Because it's not that,
but,
right?
But
you feed that. Everybody has something.
The
right?
fact that you don't know that you don't know, you know.
Yeah.
It's bringing awareness.
Yeah.
So when you know that you don't have any desire, you switch off that mindset and go.
Well, you're coming full circle to the getting out of the bed thing.
Exactly. Knowing that you don't know is actually knowing. And that is what I call awareness. So for those who don't know what they want yet, there is a work that needs to be done and some inquiry within. Sit with yourself. Because if you're chasing it out there, you're not going to find it. It resides inside of you already. Okay? It's that burning core desire. It's there.
Yep.
Once you connect to it and you see it, you can feel it, you can have it.
Yep.
So thank you. Thank you, CJ, for bringing your truth, your heart, and your art to this conversation. Your story reminds us all that light comes not just from talent, but from purpose, which you have plenty of. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
Well, and to our listeners, if this episode moved you, please either like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Keep growing, keep shining, and always keep living your no limits life.